Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Barbecue Roundtable. I'm your host Jason Hardy with EliteBBQ Smokers, and today we're going to talk about it's just me. I'm talking today. We're talking about our upcoming barbecue school, and also about this past weekend teaching at Recteq Academy, and also talking about some other stuff that's kind of been going on. So it should be a good little show. Got any questions? Ask them. We're going to kind of get started. All that being said, let's go. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing good. Appreciate y'all tuning in, watching the show after the fact. Greatly appreciate that. Do me a favor, go to our YouTube channel. Make sure you follow up on the Barbecue Roundtable. It's on the YouTube Music and Live. You can see past shows. The other thing you can do is kind of go to our live stream shows and see some old episodes. Got some Q&A questions you got, let me know. I'd appreciate that. But hey, we're just going to have a good time and talk a little bit tonight and kind of see what's going on. But again, appreciate all y'all checking it out. But we've done it. We had some good guests on lately, man. It's been a really good show. This week, I didn't know that I would be able to be on the show this week. Work, as y'all know, has kind of changed. So the issues with getting off work with some sales meetings I've got and getting back here in time to do the shows has kind of been on Tuesdays been a little challenging. So we may have to do some revisions on some stuff in the future with some dates and times, and maybe do some pre-recorded shows, or may end up having to change the date and time on the show. So some different things going on, but she's a good thing to have. Very blessed to have work and opportunities to kind of do that. But definitely wanted to kind of tune in, check it. Like I said, got any questions, ask the questions. We definitely would love to talk about some different things going on. The first thing I want to kind of give a shout out about, and this is what we've got. Talking about that today, and that's going to be awesome. We have a good time with that. But I will say this: if you want to do a barbecue kind of a tell-all class, I would actually go to the Southeastern Barbecue Championship (SBC) and go through their class on June the 28th. That's going to be a very inexpensive class again. We're just going to have some of the pit masters as one team of the year, and the GBC last year is going to be teaching the categories. That's going to be a really good class. Been involved with that, so that's definitely one to check out here. Southeastern Barbecue Championship. Go there and check that out. Lost my commentary. I hope the audio is working. Audio is not working. Oh, let's see. We got testing. That says my audio is working, so hopefully it works. But anyhow, we're going to be kind of checking it out. If y'all still got some audio issues, let me know. I appreciate that. But again, that class, like I said, that's going to be a lot of folks we'll have here at the house. But the SBC has got their class going on June 28th. That's going to be one that's going to be kind of cool. Appreciate that. Everybody checking this out. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate that. But that was been pretty cool with that. This past weekend, we were down at the Recteq Academy. Recteq Academy, if y'all never heard of that, if you know, I cook on Recteq for YouTube channels. We were down there this weekend. They had about 27 people from all over the country out there. They come out there and they do it's a 2.5-day course, and it's absolutely amazing. I'm telling you right now, I would recommend everybody in the world sign up for that class, because it's just 2.5 days. You get to see a lot of different stuff. We have a lot of fun with different things cooking. Got to play around with some different recipes, and it kind of breaks up the teams. So we're having 6 teams kind of competing against each other, and it's just really hands-on. Get your hands into it and just learn some different stuff here, and talking to people that's been cooking a long time, and kind of going through. I wouldn't say we're doing technically competition. We were doing competition style, but I would say that was really more geared towards just showing the details. Similar to what we have in our class May the 4th. It's not going to do the tell all, but it's a thing I said in that class was like the ribs. So I'm cooking ribs. I'm gonna cook my ribs down in my when I'm cooking competition. I'm gonna cut my ribs down to 8 bones and put in the box. I mean, in the smoker. I want to focus on 8, and everybody looks at that and it's kind of like, man, you're wasting a lot. Well, we took the ribs we didn't put in the smoker and we ended up cutting them up and frying them up. And man, they were amazing. If you hadn't ever done that, take some ribs when you get through trimming them, put them in deep fryer, egg wash them, a little bit of Cajun rub to them, and then just in the flour and just deep fry them. They're absolutely delicious. We had a good time with that. But the thing about it is, like I was saying, don't waste it. You can do different things. You make tacos with it. You can do all kinds of stuff to it. Have some pork and rice. Amazing things you can do with all this stuff. But just don't waste it. But at the same time is if you put it in the smoker and you spend your time for it, focus on the best that you're going to focus on that smoker. So buy another rack of ribs in there and do 8 bones and fry up the rest of them. I mean, that's going to be the cook's candy there. That those 8 ones you fry up, and it don't take a whole lot to do that. But we just learned some different stuff and kind of went through some different processes and explained some different things. And I learned a lot. I mean, I learned an awful lot from just seeing different people's point of views and getting questions they were asking and just the things that they do differently. And so it's not just me teaching and everybody, it's just everybody learning, because it's not like I know everything in the world, but I'm just learning from them and learning from that. But that familyship that we have in barbecue, it's just amazing. We're talking about it. We said we got 2.5 days. We've been out here, got people from all over the country, and everybody's having a good time. Everybody's smiling. Everybody's having a great time. Um, I just tell you, man, I can't speak of it enough from barbecue of what it means for family, what it means for the fellowship, what it means from just having a good time together. So it's just absolutely insane. So Recteq Academy, our class out here, little locals, we've seen a lot more competition guys or little barbecue supply stores or whatever are putting on these little classes. Man, they're not expensive. Go out there and just do it. You'll meet some people in your area, because what you'll meet is people in your area that enjoy it, that has that passion for cooking, that just like wants to be part of it. So next thing you know, and you got 2 or 3 people that you're actually talking about it. I mean, we had a Recteq Academy, and everybody is on our team that I was teaching. We got a group chat going on group messages. I'm not the biggest fan of group chats, but text messages. But we've done that, and it's been really cool just to interaction, post some pictures just since the academy, and that was on Saturday, and just to posting the pictures that they're trying out, the different things that they're doing, communication between everybody, just sharing ideas. I mean, that's what competition guys do all the time. I mean, and Carrie was the other instructor there from competition guy. Carrie Chastain would hold your horses. So me and him talk it 2 or 3 times a week, just picking our brain. It might not be about barbecue, but it might be about barbecue. Luke Darnell, talked with him with Old Virginia Smoke. Also, he's got a podcast going on. One I think they released it today with him and Chris Salisbury for Fred Vegas Smokers. Great podcast. Need to check that one out. So he's got that. It's on YouTube, also music. But this kind of it's a podcast. It's not a video live, so it's amazing. But it's just all it's about. This is just having a good time. People getting out there, being part of it. So I mean, we want to kind of keep doing that kind of stuff. So that's a lot of fun. Like I said, if you haven't yet signed up for it, go check out that. Go check that out, because that Recteq Academy is definitely one that can truly get you a lot of information. And them guys going all over the place and doing it. So we got a lot of different stuff we got going on with that. So that was a lot of fun. I got my RT7 700 3 years ago. I scored my best scores in competition. Who uses a smoke tube? I don't know of anybody using a smoke tube. And I'm not saying they don't. And I've used my Recteqs in competition some. Right now I'm using the gateways, but I was actually talking to Michelle, because I think because of the gateways with my process, I'm thinking about going back to kind of a low and slow with my pork. This hot and fast, it just seems like I keep chasing it and with competition. So I was talking to her. I said, I wonder if we just go back and try competition, some low and slow, and just see how that goes. But I don't know if nobody's using the smoke tubes. Not saying they're not, But I tell you now, we have been doing for videos, and I love a pork here. That's my problem. Um, been doing kind of a blend with some royal charcoal pellets, the Recteqs, I think the competition or extreme pellets with the white oak and stuff. Been really impressed with that. So I think it might be just maybe try with some different flavors of pellets, different combinations, and see kind of which one works. What I will say, if I would do that, I would do that with chicken breast. Cause I think chicken breast is a bland meat, and I could probably see that you could taste the truly different flavors in that, and see how that maybe relates. Then try pork. Cause pork's such a big meat, but just doing the different flavors of the pellets and kind of doing that. Cause that's what we do. We go test rubs, or we're gonna test kind of a flavor profile. I'm gonna do on chicken breast. I'm gonna actually take chicken breast. I'm gonna beat them flat like I done in the video, and I'm gonna cook them in there because I know it's gonna be uniform cooked. I just want to see what different flavors there are. So we'll do one with a chipotle, salt, pepper, garlic, a competition rubs, and just playing with some different rubs that we've got in development. And that's kind of what we always test out is with chicken breast. So definitely what I would do on that. But that's really a good question. I mean, but again, the smoke tubes, because the thing about smoke tube is you're putting pellets inside it. I think if you've done a smoke tube with pecan wood or with a hickory wood, might be something different. But by putting pellets in the smoke tube, and you can get that slow smoldering type of smoke and heat out of it, and it's already in the bottom of the smoker smoking. I don't know that. I would try to see like what's the benefit to that for me. Now I know in competition, a lot of guys go there when they go set the sauce. They'll throw some pellets on the fire and the drums and different stuff, get a little bit of that smoke flavor onto the sauce, just a little bit of it. And we've done that. And when I'm doing that, I notice that for me, my flavor combinations doesn't work well with the cherry, but it works well with the pecan, and it works well with the Recteq, that white oak blend. But with the cherry, it just seems like they fighting. They're not getting along too well. And so I really would say, again, play with it. Just play with it at home and see what comes out with that. That's a good question. Really good point. Speaking of YouTube videos, I don't know that. Well, let's say this here. Today's show is sponsored by Snake River Farms. So if you're looking for briskets, competition, stuff of that, go check out Snake River Farms. Use the code EliteBBQ10. You get 10% off all your orders, Snake River Farms. Awesome products, briskets, and everything else. And all the guys watching here from the Recteq Academy, that's what I'm talking about. Go there. You can get the Snake River Farms, that American Wagyu, and it'll kind of give you a really good flavor to it. And we had a tine brisket, so we had it pretty good. First time ever Recteq Academy had a tine brisket, and we done it. I think Greg still paid off the judges, but hey, at least we tied him. I'm picking on you, Greg. That was a good time. We had a great time with that one. But did y'all see this video we posted last week or about 2 weeks ago now? This bad boy right here went crazy on us, and it's still going up. It's like 75,000 views last time I looked. If you haven't checked this recipe out, this video out, it's simple, it's easy. The flavor is absolutely insane. But that was pretty crazy, man. Wasn't expecting that one, just a burger recipe, and it just went through the charts. But again, it was a very simple recipe. Now, I will say this crack burger recipe, we'll talk about comments in a minute, but this crack burger recipe, it is not necessarily a recipe that there's one way to do it. It's so you can make your version of it, and there's thousands of versions out there. So there's some with sour cream inside of it. Tried that one. To me, I didn't really. I thought it was a little too much soggy. It's falling apart a little too much, so I didn't really want to go with that. Plus, I think I've used a lot of time. I've used the Wagyu trimmings we have here to make burgers, and it's already really fatty. And so when I add sour cream to it, it makes it a mess. And when I've tried that, so that's why we really didn't go that route. But a lot of people are doing the sour cream in there. And you basically can do different things to put it inside the meat. We done kind of a topping style with the season we done with Hidden Valley Ranch. I think it's kind of the only saving grace is it's got to have the Hidden Valley Ranch on it. And so we done that burger, and it was really just it's a good burger. It's good good video, but everybody's just kind of that one's kind of taking off on us, which is good. We're really happy for that. So, like I said, go to YouTube. If you hadn't checked it out, check it out. but it's kind of taken off on us. So we're really very blessed, very pleased with that. This barbecue YouTube journeys has been a little while, so I'm glad to see one of them kind of, I reckon, sprouting wings and flying, as they would say. But that was pretty cool. We posted some more. We posted one today about our version of a Philly cheesesteak using a skirt steak and a pinwheel. And I'll tell you, the flavor is out of this world. The texture on that, it was still chewy. So I don't know that maybe I said in the video I probably would marinate a little longer or had something that would hopefully break it down a little more. The flavor was awesome, but I would figure out some way to do that in the future that would make it a little more tender. And again, we use skirt steak. Coffee, some great Kool-Aid, my son. I don't know what that means, but hey, stop by. Come on, we'll definitely take it. Some great Kool-Aid. I haven't had Kool-Aid in forever. When's the last time y'all had Kool-Aid? But that's pretty. I haven't had that in a while. But hey, we had a good time with it. So curiosity question on y'all. When y'all are looking at videos and you're watching videos, looking at something other to watch, right now what I'm seeing a lot on YouTube is the browse features. A lot of that getting a lot more traction than the search results. And just curious if that's something that kind of go on there and you browse and then you see something it picks your brain, you click on it, or does people go to it like with intentions of looking for a particular recipe? I'd be really curious about some feedback on that because I'm kind of seeing it a lot with that video. It was definitely browser features, and some of the other videos is kind of a good 50-50 mix, but just trying to figure out the fuzzy math of YouTube, and I was just really curious about that. It's kind of what y'all look for with that. Yeah, that was a blast. Because Molly, seeing y'all out there, I think I texted you after the fact. You said you'd kind of going to ate sushi over the weekend. You couldn't have no more meat, so I hope you got back into it. It is definitely a meat overload. There is a lot of just cooking out there, and us playing with some different things, different recipes, and cooking different stuff. We're definitely doing it. And every time I go out there, I come on with another grill. So I got another grill coming out here. I've got another grill coming out here that a Recteq we picked up, was up there this past weekend, and we got that stone smoke, that flat top, and working on it, getting it seasoned up like I want to, and should have some more videos coming out with it. And I'll tell you this, that bad boy is amazing. Absolutely love that grill. It was really cool. I was looking at how to cook the worst food to make my guests upset. Well, I don't know. I don't want to make people with that. That would be interesting. Mostly browsing. I do Google stuff and find YouTube results. Yeah, I'm thinking a lot of people are seeing more and more of that is kind of just the browsing. And I know when I'm looking for that, and to be quite honest with you, when we're trying to do some different videos, what I try to do is post a video, one that I really, really want to make. And that might be something like that pinwheel. I've been wanting to make that one. So that's a video that I want to make. That's something other that I've kind of played around with, and I wanted to make that video. That video has not been researched as far as not been looked at to analytics or whatever it will do. And so that's just a video that I wanted to make. And then I'll do a video that I might have come across and would like a burger video to do the smash burgers or do a crack burger, whatever it may be. And it may have some information behind it that says, hey, I think this is trending. And the crack burger was just when I seen somebody post somewhere and it's like, oh, that looks cool. Let's make it. But sometimes I do videos with some research behind them that I think may trend very well or may be searchable. And I use some different things on this online to find that. And so that's kind of a mixture. I do it. I'll do something other that I feel like that is going to be trending. And I'll try to get in. I'll try to put a video out if I like it. If I don't like it, I'm not going to make it. I mean, but I'll do some tests and put it out there. I'll do something I want to do. And then I'll do something other that I feel like would be like an evergreen, like spare ribs or just a classic cheeseburger or something that I feel like would just kind of be uh, something for the long haul, because I am looking for my YouTube to share information and share that, but I am trying to get my YouTube channel to kind of take this information and use it to build build more people to watch shows, followers, audience, and all that stuff. So definitely something that I'm trying to make to do that. I bought a brisket and 3 racks of ribs to cook this weekend. Now remember what I was saying though is at that what we trimmed at that class was a Australian brisket, and so when you buy one from a Costco, that's an American brisket. So it's going to trim a little bit different. Again, like we was talking about, just follow that fat line in there. I got some videos on my channel about trimming briskets in there. If you want to go check those out, you can separate them whatever you want to do. But it definitely is. It's going to be a little bit different process in there. So make sure you go there and check some of those videos out for the primes, the American Wagyus, and you'll see the difference in trimming them. It's not hard, but it is going to be a little bit differently, and that because that class is also very fast. Hey, I'm always looking for good jerky recipes. We are definitely doing that. I got a jerky maker over here, and I'll take the trimmings I've got and I'll turn them into grind them up, and I'll make jerkies in a heartbeat using the steak trimmings. Absolutely do that all the time with the briskets, or even turn a hamburger meat, some different sausages out of it. We thought about doing some sausage recipes to post some of that. Um, but I don't know enough about sausage, I think, to do that. I haven't researched enough. A lot of that's some stuff that I'm just now getting into. So I don't know that I'm comfortable enough. For basic sausage, yes, I can do that all day long. But for getting some different flavor profiles, I don't know that what I'm going to give information out, I feel it would be accurate or be 100% correct. So that's the process we're still learning. Now we're still doing it. We're still playing with it. We're still learning. And I'm sure we're going to have some of those coming up in the future, but definitely we'll do some sausage. But yeah, and I love some jerky. Absolutely do that. That's cool. Hey, send me some recipes from sausage. I mean, that's one other thing here. Anybody's watching something, other videos, or got anything that they want to see somebody make a test it and make a video on it, send it to me. If y'all see something trending, send it to me. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Um, I don't know what's going on with TikTok right now. I don't know if it's going to be around much longer. But their algorithm here's got a little screwy lately. We were posting earlier and it was getting a lot of views, but here lately it's kind of just kind of laid out. But it's a good place to see some different recipes. Um, I do enjoy that. YouTube Shorts, I like watching some of those also. You know, I've never made beer jerky. Um, excuse me, bear jerky. That's interesting. I'd try that. I thought it said beer jerky, but I have made beer cheese and put on a burger. One of my first early videos we done was a beer cheeseburger, and man, I thought that thing was amazing. I thought it was gonna go crazy, but it's just one of the things. It is what it is. Didn't do it, but it was all cool. I've never had bear. I've heard everybody say it's a really good meat if you process it correctly, but I've never had bear. Um, I've had a lot of venison, a lot of beef jerkies, and that's all I really had. I was thinking about one time doing some duck, but man, hunting ducks is just costs too damn much money to make jerky out of them. I can rather cook them some other ways. It's gross. All right, now everybody, calm down, have a good time. But yeah, I don't know. I've heard that, but it's like Canadian geese. You know, take a Canadian geese, and it's a really, really, really greasy meat. And so you got to treat it differently than if you cooking um, some other geese out there, white snow goose, or maybe snow goose is greasy too. What's that? Speckled bellies. Speckled belly takes a daggum ribeye, man. It's amazing. So I think every one of them is just a little different. Got to treat it a little differently. But you know, actually, that works out the same way when you cooking different things with barbecue. You'll cook one thing with one type of barbecue, and it'll cook it, and it'll it's a one primary distributors will have it, and it'll cook one way. I try a different brand next week. It cook completely different. So each one of them's got a different feed program, different raising program, and they cook completely different every time. It's crazy. But definitely do see some of that a pretty good bit with different programs. I would say it's probably got a lot to do with it, depending on how it's cooked. I think it's got to do with about anything. if you cook it one way, cook it correctly, the way the way it's designed to be cooked, the way it works out the best, you get some really good flavor into it. But yeah, I'd say we've seen that across the board in different stuff. But uh, it is. Did any of y'all watch that video we done about the crack burger? I'm really curious to get some ideas about some people live comments about that. I'll tell you what surprised me the most about that video. And actually what surprised me the most was some of the comments. I am the type person, the whole purpose of this show, the Elite BBQ Smokers YouTube channel and show, it is to basically get out there and help people get the confidence, get the courage, or get the thought process that they can do it and go out there and cook something. To take some information, get out and tweak a recipe so they can take a little and do better with it. And I'm doing that all the time myself. So I mean, but the purpose of the show is to get people out there and get them comfortable to go out there and get them to get them comfortable, get them to go out there and want to be part of it, want to cook it, and have the confidence to keep trying it. Because man, when you cook some good food and put a smile on people's faces, it's absolutely amazing. I love that feeling, and I want other people to enjoy that. And so with our show, with our videos and everything else we always try to do, that's the whole purpose of this entire show, the live stream, everything else, is to come out there and talk about competition and get people to have the courage and the ability to go out there and just do it. So it was really kind of taking me back, kind of blindsided me, I reckon is the best way to say it, with just some of the comments. I'm wrong. I can take it. It's a thick skin, but I'm like, man, if you got something nice to say, why would you want to go beyond there and say something other than and make comments? Not none of them was really bad comments, but it was just always just like, really, why'd you spend your time typing that out and just scrolling by? But the other adage, a friend of mine said, crazy part about it is the people that would leave those comments are the ones that keep watching over and over and over. So I don't know. It's just nuts. I do think that at the end of my videos, by saying a blessing, that had a few of them I've kind of seen those were taken down. I can see kind of where they were coming from, even though I don't agree with them, but at least I can understand that one. But some of the other ones, I'm like, man, really? Whatever. Hope you learned something and hope you enjoyed it. Hope you find something you take away from it that makes it better. And maybe you find another video you like. You just didn't like that one. So it's just nuts. Just nuts. So bear can be very good depending on how you cook. Yep. I think you're very sick, done wrong. Well, appreciate you stopping by and appreciate your subscribers. Yeah, we've gained some good subscribers and been very, very, very blessed for that. So thank y'all. Thank y'all from the bottom of my heart with that. We're trying with that. Smoked a bear roast at deer camp. Had to cut up with a chainsaw. Every bit of it was eat. So yeah, I think that's one of the things that you probably, I would say, is something other along them lines. Is something that if you cook it a lot, you probably can know what you're going with it. But I think one of like venison, unless you're a diehard hunter, most people are not going to kind of get but one or two a year, and so they can take that's a lot of meat. But every piece of meat's the hindquarters, the shoulders, and all this piece of meat's cooked differently. So it's kind of like you don't have enough of the meat to really truly dial in that perfect recipe. You can do it over years, but it's not like I'm on cook burgers. And so I'm on a range right now to cook because it's going Memorial Day. As I'm cooking, God knows how many burgers I'm cooking. It's insane. And just trying some different recipes out for different things. So we're just going through that process of cooking burgers. And so I can dial a burger in because I'm probably cooking 30 of them. But venison, you kind of doing it. Now, I will say this. My favorite recipe with venison is to take some venison, put it in the cooler with some Coca-Cola, let it stay in the cooler and refrigerate it, but get it cold and let it stay in there about 2 days. Take that bad boy out, then cook it and make a hash out of that with some onions and some peppers and put that bad boy on some good perlo rice. That's good. We've done that many times, and that's really good. That's how I like doing that. Yeah. I mean, somebody was telling me, say, the thing about it is those people just like that are sad, they're depressed, and they're envious. And I can see that. And the thing is, I really don't want them to be that way. I want them to see this information and ask questions and be like, hey, you can do it. And if I can't, somebody say I don't know how to toast bread. Well, that's cool. Do a video how to toast bread. I mean, it sounds crazy, but if you really want to blow your damn mind, go on there and type on YouTube how to drive a nail in a 2x4. And it's like 10 million views. Well, I've never seen it, but somebody was telling me that. So if toasting bread, go do a video and send it to me. And if I'm doing it incorrectly, I'll do it better next time. I promise you. I have no problem learning and doing better, but I won't just take this information and enjoy it. I'm not. So I've never had beaver meat. I'm not a fan of squirrel. I love squirrels. I'm here at the house, but I'm not going fan of eating squirrels. And I don't know. I just that rabbit. I'm not messing with rabbits. So I reckon I like to have beef, pork, chicken, ducks, geese, deer, elk. I've had bison. I've had bunch of fish. Whatever fish is out there, I'll eat most of the fishes. Doves, some of that stuff here. But I don't know. I ain't getting into it, but I cleaned a squirrel one time, and that really just turned me off from everyone to eat squirrels and rabbits. Let's just leave it at that. Go to the next one. My dad shot a bear, and when he cooked it, it smelled so bad we had to leave the house. Y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, I've never killed a bear. I killed a wild hog, and I had a smoker that I had built. We started out building smokers. That was intentions early in the Elite BBQ Smokers. This was 2008, 2009. Used to build smokers. And I love building smokers. Just can't make the money at it. But I have a smoker still at my uncle's farm till today that I absolutely ruined cooking a wild boar. And that one's sitting over there and it's cleaned out. That's the only thing that smoker will ever cook is a wild boar. Because you get that smell into it, you can't get it out. It's an old propane tank, so it's got that cast steel, and so this cast steel has got the air pockets inside it, and so the air pockets inside it basically traps that creosote grease in there, and so we couldn't ever get that smell out. So it's the way it's cast is it's designed to propane to trap it and everything else. Well, that's my understanding of it. Might be wrong with that. If I am, correct me in the comments. But yeah, we just couldn't ever get that smell out. And I cooked something else on it one time, and it was just horrible. And so that smoker stays down there. The only thing that smoker will ever be cooked into it is hogs, wild hogs. It's there, but so yeah, I can totally get that. If you don't know how to season it, don't know how to get the blood out of it right, you can definitely make it smell bad. Yeah, man, I love some tenderloin venison. Take that thing butterflied out, put some jalapenos in there, and then some cream cheese. Well, first off, take it and marinate it. You need to marinate it with some Coca-Cola or some vinegar or something to get the gaminess out of it and get it a little bit tender. And then you go in there and put some cream cheese and jalapeno peppers, wrap that bad boy up in bacon, and you grill it up. Now, here's a kicker. Here's a trick to this. This works for ducks. This works for doves, and it also works for tender venison. When you get through with that, toss that bad boy in the egg wash, a little bit of flour, some Cajun rub in it, and drop it in the fryer and fry it. That bacon get nice and crispy and get you a crunch. It's absolutely insane. When you're doing it, you want to kind of do it pretty quick with that. You don't want to leave it in there fryer a long time. But just as soon as that kind of gets that crust on it, man, I'm telling you right now, that's absolutely amazing. I need to do a video on that. That'd be a good video to make. Yeah, I have to check that one out. Yeah, I got a bunch of smokers, and we got 3 down there at the farm, and old 55-gallon, that's a 100-gallon propane tank with that one on it, and then I've got 2 more, and both of those I built. I insulated a firebox, and so it's just that same thing. It is what it is with that one. So we cook the other ones. We'll do the other ones. We'll do briskets down there, and we'll do some turkeys and different stuff in that one. So that one's just used for that. Actually, I hadn't cooked nothing in probably 10 years. We got other ones down there we work on. And so, yeah, I could definitely see that. I know them ribs were so good. We was talking about that earlier. We're talking about that with cooking on there. And like we had at the academy, we talked about the academy. Is we're sitting there, I was trimming the ribs down. Say, okay, I'm gonna cut it down to 8 bones, and we're gonna cook 8 bones. And the guys were like, "You gonna waste all that?" I'm like, "We ain't wasting nothing, but we gonna cook it." So he's like asking some different questions. Well, let's fry it up. So we took them. We've got them in basically cut them in half and dropped them in some egg wash and put them in some flour. Like I said, we had some. Actually, start with, I seasoned with Slaps rub. So Slaps rub out there is a really good rub. I seasoned them ribs up really good with that. And we fried some without any breading on it. They were absolutely amazing. So you don't have to bread them. But that bread them gives that little crust, that little traditional, that fried flavor to it. It had. So we took them, then we put them in the egg wash. We had some Cajun seasoning in the flour, a little bit of stuff, dropped them in there, shook them up, and then put them in the fryer. Miss Molly, what I would actually do to the recipe is add a little more salt, or find me a Cajun rub that's a little saltier, salt heavy. Oh, I just had what they had on the shelf down there. And to me, I think those could use just a little bit more salt, but they were absolutely phenomenal. But that's what I'm saying is just go out there and play with it. The rib tips were good. But again, we didn't waste it. But when I'm cooking, I want to cook to go in the smoker is what needs to be the best I'm gonna cook. So I can then focus on my 8 ribs in there. So give me the best 8 ribs I don't have that bite in. And not have the other 6, whatever it was, that's gonna be par, but they'll fry up, they're really good. Then make tacos out of it. Put them on the flat top, stir them up, make some tacos, fry them up, put them in some rice, make some perlo, pork and beans. It can be pork and beans, works great, or some pork and rice perlo. So don't waste it. The only thing I waste, and if you watch my videos and you watch any videos I do with pork, and we taught this at the class, on top of that pork butt, there's some sinew and some different stuff on top of it. Get you a knife, and on the top of the roast, right across the main muscle, just come across top of it and come up at an angle and come down. All that little sinew, a little bit of cartilage and stuff in there, get rid of it. What you'll do is open up that roast. So now all of a sudden my flavor can get down to that roast. That's where I want it to be at. And I had a pork video. We used some Heath Riles products on there, which actually was a version of what I done at the Recteq Academy class. Pretty much same process. But just open that pork roast up so you can get that flavor down into that roast. Now, when you go to pull it apart, you got some really good, awesome flavor in there. So definitely do that. But that's the only part I'm wasting is that sinew, the part you don't want to eat, the silver skin. You don't want to eat it. That's what we're gonna waste. I mean, I was telling in my class when we trimmed the briskets, we're talking about tallow, and they're like, "What?" Asking what it was or how to make it, not necessarily what it was. I knew what it was. How would you make it? I said, well, I just take all the fats, throw it in a half pan, throw it on the smoker while I'm cooking the brisket, and render down. And so I rendered that thing down, and we had a solo cup full of that beef tallow, Wagyu tallow. And so at lunchtime, we were cooking steaks. So I used a smoke stone they had out there, that flat top, and I had put that tallow on top of it, and I grilled them ribeye steaks, and they were absolutely bloody amazing. Just because that tallow got in there with them steaks and it added that flavor to it. It was absolutely delicious, man. We had a blast with that. So again, we don't waste anything. Yeah. I hadn't had supper either, so I'm talking myself into it also. So I'm coming back next year, but I want to pace myself, taste testing, because I was full before we got to try everyone's competition food. Yeah. The buffets, that when they had all that food and buffet and stuff there, yeah, that definitely you eat a lot of food. And like I said, if you hadn't been there before, you're just not knowing what's coming. And like I was telling the class, so when we do competition, doing competition, we're doing a Wagyu brisket. We're doing a prime kind of a prime grade style pork. So we're doing Prairie Fresh Prime or whatever it is, usually a prime grade pork. And same thing with ribs. And so what that means is this: with brisket, you get a prime brisket from from Costco and a Wagyu. And let's say you used to cooking brisket and you go into restaurants, you order you a half pound of brisket and you eat it and you feel like, okay, you're full, you're good, but you're not food coma. You eat a half pound of Wagyu and it's like eating a pound of brisket. It is so rich. You got so much, you have so rich that fat in there now, all that stuff's gonna process down. It is so rich in there that it's gonna basically just put you in per se a food coma. So the thing is, when you eating that high quality food, pork, everything else, you need to think you're actually eat less food and you get more out of it. And that's the problem with a mindset. It's hard to switch that gear on and off. And so even competitions, I mean, just taste testing the food. I get through taste testing food, I'm about to die because I'm just taste testing what I'm gonna put in the box and different stuff, and then other teams and taste theirs. So yeah, it's definitely something other when you start doing competition. If you ever judge a competition, just take that in consideration. Eat enough to judge it, but make sure you eat enough to be able to sustain the entire day. But yeah, I mean that's kind of like it was crazy. Yeah, silver skin definitely goes in there. They need to tell us that at the beginning. Yeah, it we needed a lot of telling that kind of stuff. But hey, that's half the fun. That's what you get to come back next time. But no, I would say that if anybody's looking for cooking and if the pellet smokers and stuff like that, do it. And I will say this also: that class we're doing stuff hot and fast. And I mean, you just seen the brisket. We put that brisket, it was 350 degrees. It went from about this to this. It was swole up and it was really cool the way it was cooked. And then we done now that was a Recteq 1250. Um, or I think it's 700 1250 is the same except a rack in the middle. And then we done the wings and stuff on the little 380. And if y'all don't have the Recteq 380, that's the baddest little grill on the market. And I'm not saying that because of any other reason other than it is. It's a pellet. I got one on my barbecue trailer. I got one here, and I absolutely love that sucker. It is absolutely an amazing, amazing little grill. It'll go low and slow, or it'll go almost 700 degrees. And the new ones hit 1,000. Those new Wi-Fi ones. So I mean, it's if you want to go, and it's not that expensive, but it's one of those grills that I will always have that style version of grill because my wife wants to go out there and cook steaks. She hits the button, turns it on. And as long as it's got pellets in it, it lights. You can go about charcoal or propane. The same reason with that flat top. The reason we got that flat top is because she wants to cook it, but she don't want to deal with the propane on her old griddle. And so that's what she said to get. And so that's what we got. And she loves it. And we're seasoning it up. Got a sub from me. I got to go make some food to eat and take care. Appreciate you stopping by anytime. And also, got any questions, y'all reach out to me. I'm on Facebook. Direct message me. I appreciate that very much. But yeah, I appreciate all y'all stopping by. Yeah, I did too. One day I'm going to go up there and probably not buy a grill. That's probably not true, but it sounds good. Hope I get to go back up there. And was trying to talk about the fall. Was up there last year, so I definitely want to kind of keep doing some more of those at Recteq Academies. And like I said, if anybody's down here, keep in mind we also got this class coming up here on May the 4th. We're having Myrtle outside my house in Conway, South Carolina, or outside Myrtle Beach. So if you want to come over here, spend a day doing this, and then go spend the rest of the time at the beach, come on. Definitely check that out. That's something coming up. We're going to have some more of these in the future. So just if you can't make this one, send me an email, EliteBBQSmokers, and we'll definitely be able to get you on the list for a future class we're going to have. So this is definitely something that's a lot of fun coming up. So I hope we have a good turnout this year. I hope to see some more of y'all come out in the future. If y'all see us at the competition, check us out. Let me know we'll be in the competition, hopefully in the areas. Come check me out. Say hey to me. We'll be happy to help you out. Hell, I'll probably give you some food to take home with you. The only thing I'll ask is if I'm in the middle of a little craziness turn-in window, just kind of just stick around, just take chairs, sit down, and I'll be with you in a minute because this is like I'm usually wide open from about 10 o'clock till right at 1:30 brisket turn in. And then I'm going to sit down and drink a beer or drink a drink. By the way, cheers. I'm doing that. So definitely something other to, if you ever see me competition, come check me out. Let me know. Yeah, it'd be cool. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I would love to do that. Go up there and cook in different areas. So they definitely do some different things. Also, hopefully in the future, start planning some different stuff here. We go do some areas, and you want to come up there, work something out. We come up there and shoot some YouTube videos. I mean, I have no problem traveling. Hell, with Competition BBQ, I travel all the time anyhow. So if we can make an excuse to go somewhere, if everything works, hell, I can show up there. We'll go cook some YouTube videos and just get some different perspectives on different things, because I love seeing new areas and cooking some different food. The whole thing about it is, man, it's the family. It's the friendships. This is relationships. You put food in front of people and everybody's just happy. I mean, that's what I love about it. I mean, I deal with enough headaches with work and everything else, which I really got a good job. But when you deal with other headaches, but when you feed people and they're happy and they're smiling, man, it just makes the world a better place. I think that what it was, Anthony Bourdain said, barbecue could solve all the world's problems. I mean, I think that's God's honest truth. I think we could solve everybody's problems with just some good barbecuing, sitting around and having a good time. And don't worry about anything else. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely, I mean, I was talking to some of the guys. I'm like, with so many different walks of life. We've been here for 2.5 days and everybody's having a blast. Everybody's just laughing. We're having a good time. We're drinking and socializing and just sharing some stories. Definitely just stuff. And we got one guy, I think he's been out there four times. I mean, he's been out there 4 different times. And it's just, it's insane. But I mean, I wish they could do, man, I would do one of those one a month forever and be tickled to death. And actually, what I would love to do is do one teaching and then just have another one come up there day 2 and just let the per se students basically just do it and tell you what they learn, teach us. Because I think it's just amazing. Kind of off subject again, but on the same subject. So I was in a meeting the other day, and they're talking about the Chat GPT, AI, and how it's changing everything else. And this guy was a professor, and it's really having to change colleges the way they write papers and grade papers. And so what I was asking him, so how are y'all handling this? Because I was we're working with them on some different stuff with work. And he's like, I don't give anybody papers to write anymore. He's like, it's counterproductive. What I will do is write a paper and give it to them and then have them to grade it and give it back to me. And then I can tell what they learn if they're catching my mistakes. And I think that's absolutely just an amazing way to think about it is. If we do all this stuff right here, because I'm going to show you the techniques and show you what we're doing. But in the end of the day, the final result is having good barbecue. If you take that recipe and you tweak it and you give me good food that beats mine, and because you use different flavor, different recipes, different rubs, different things together, then you've succeeded. You have done what the whole goal is. It might not have been my recipe, it's your recipe. And that's the thing about food is just go out there and enjoy it and make it your own. But I think the science behind it is a part that I think the academy was kind of teaching some of the science behind it. And like one person said, what blew his mind is what come off that smoker and what went in that turning box is 2 different worlds. And what I mean by that is there's things we'll add to it. There's different seasons we'll add to it. Finishing dust we'll add to it. The brisket we had, the bottom of it, because we're cooking so hot, was a little bit crusty. And so I just cut the bottom of it off and then sliced it up. It was amazing. And so there's all these different things we do to this piece of meat. And then we add different flavors to it. And so I just took cut the bottom of it off and then sliced it up. It was amazing. And so there's all these different things we do to this piece of meat. And then we add different flavors to it. And so I just took cut the bottom of it off and then sliced it up. It was amazing. And so there's all these different things we do to this piece of meat to turn in that results that's absolutely amazing. And that's stuff here that as a home cook, you may not do a competition, but it's stuff that you can sit there and learn because you don't quit. You don't give up. You keep working on it. You keep modifying it. You keep doing it. Keep doing a little bit pieces and pieces and pieces and just have a good time with it. And that's what you'll get as a good product, but you just don't give up. And then you'll learn the science behind it of like how you mix some different sauces, like a vinegar sauce and a sweet sauce, and give you kind of the perfect ratio to give you the perfect flavor for your what you're putting in there. And what I mean by that is there is no perfect rub. There is no perfect barbecue sauce because um, this rub right here that Recteq's got, that's the Asian Persuasion. That's a great rub, but that's a different rub than Heath Riles' garlic jalapeno. They work totally different. They have some of the similar ingredients. They work totally different. But if I take 2 chicken breasts and I put those 2 rubs on it, and now I take a barbecue sauce and add it to it, it's going to complement Heath Riles' garlic jalapeno, but not Recteq's Asian Persuasion. Does that make sense? So you got to kind of just pair everything together so you get a good flavor to it, that one that balances. So there's no perfect rub. And what you got to learn is like, okay, this rub works good with this rub. This Asian Persuasions will work good with a soy sauce, so Japanese style barbecue sauce. All right. You got this right here, garlic jalapeno. That's going to work well with kind of a vinegar sauce. Those flavor profiles work well together. If I'm going to do a garlic jalapeno and a sweet sauce, it may work. But if I do a vinegar sauce, it will work. That makes sense, kind of looking at the different science behind it. And so that's kind of what I thought kind of coming out of that class was a lot of good information that was being shared that just made it a lot of fun to be part of and a lot of fun to teach. And that's what I hope to do at the class we're going to have out here, barbecue school event. Kind of do that same thing. And that one we're going to be doing, basically we're going to have Recteqs going. We're going to have the drums going. We're going to have the stick burners going. And so I'm going to put the meats on all of these different smokers and basically show everything of how all these different smokers work and show how you can get the same results, for very similar results, all these different smokers. They taste a little different? Absolutely. They do a little different? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, we turn in food. I want you to see how the Recteq, that pellet smokers, I can go cut grass and it's reliable. How my drum, that hot and fast, how the flavor it gets, what it gives me kind of a little bit different flavor to it. And how that stick burner, how it gives me a little bit different bark and a little bit different flavor to it. And all them things give me different flavors, but at the end of the day, taste them all together. Yeah, there's going to be some difference. There's going to be enough difference to say this drum or this smoker is far superior than this other smoker. That's personal preference. And if you do blind box testing, I'd say you probably could. It's so small a margin. It's in decimal points. And we've done some videos comparison, and I will say that now if there's comments going to probably not like that comment. If it is, sorry. It's just the way I feel about that. Been doing it for a little while, so that's kind of what we took from it. Yeah, that's a lot of said. Yeah, and that's one other thing we talked about in the class, and I think she's brought some good point is one piece of advice I would say with anybody out there is use your phone, get a notebook, whatever else, but document every cook you cook. Document the temperature, document humidity, document the airflow, document if you got the wind, if you got your smoker set up right now, set up this way today, and your air is coming this direction, it's a cook one way. If tomorrow you roll it out, you got a smoker this way, air's coming this direction, it's gonna cook differently. So think about that all the time, the way different stuff's going. All these things affects airflow. And if you lived up north, go to Harbor Freight, whatever little stores, and buy some welding blankets and throw over top of it. Maintain that heat in there. But just take notes, keep notes, and whatever's a little difference, if you try something other, do it. Because I do for competition. I got notes going back to the very first competition we done in 2010. And so what I find out is maybe I start tweaking stuff. I feel like, okay, well, this ain't working, so I need to add this. This ain't working, so I'm going to tweak this. And next thing you know, I went to a whole different recipe than I started with. And so I'm like, well, crap. So what I can do, go back to my notes. Okay, well, this is scores. This is what my scores were consistently here and here. Let's go back to that recipe. So I can go back to that recipe. Or if I go to that contest and say, okay, I've done a really horrible cook on there. Okay, what happened? Was it my cook? Um, was it did I change something? Was it the temperature outside? What changed on it? Perfect example about this is I was doing a contest, and this was last year, and I changed the bottles of water. I say this in Recteq Academy. I changed the bottle of water that I was using. I usually use a brand of Smart Water, and I was using another brand that day, and I put the water in there. My flavor profile with my injections, with the rubs, everything else, was so far off the mark. It wasn't even in the same ball game because that one change made this entire thing go crazy. And so I'm sitting going like at the time, figuring out what the devil did I do wrong? And because I took notes, because I documented that notes, that is why I was like, here's what's going on. Now I can come in here and make this correction. And it went back to what I was used to. But if I hadn't taken notes, I wouldn't have been able to tell you what I'd done wrong that day. And so I wouldn't be able to figure it out. It'd have been problematic for us in the past. But yeah, take notes. Definitely do that. But again, I appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate y'all subscribing to the show, watching some of our videos. If you got some stuff coming up, you got a recipe you're seeing you'd like for us to try, let me know what it is. Always looking for some different ideas. And again, go to Recteq. Whoa, sorry about that. Hit the keyboard. Go to Recteq Academy. Get on the list for class I got coming up. Definitely when you want to do it. Come out here. Get on the list out here. Be part of our class I got coming up, or get on the list for future classes. It's not expensive, and you'll learn a lot. I guarantee you'll eat more food than you ever dreamed of eating, and we can do stuff. Check us out. Follow us on social medias, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Direct message me on Facebook all you want. We're happy to answer any question you got. And again, see us at competition. Come out there and shake our hand, help you out with anything, and love to be part of it. Also, let me know. Never know, it might be in your area. Would love to be part of it and do a video somewhere in your neighborhood. Appreciate y'all watching. See you next time. EliteBBQ Smokers. This is Barbecue Round Table. Check us out.